Rayla starts the Dragon Prince at war with herself. Does she really hate humans? No, not particularly, but she convinces herself that she does, because that is what she believes she ought to do. That's what she believes she needs to do in order to redeem herself. She starts the series thinking her parents are traitors, and she wishes they were dead. So she wants to kill King Harrow and his son, Prince Ezran. Only if she does this will she be able to escape the scorn heaped upon her, not only because of her own actions, but also because of those of her family. As the series progresses, however, she makes peace with who she is. She begins to see herself as someone who does not need redemption. She accepts herself for who she is. By claiming Rayla is the true protagonist of the Dragon Prince, I do not mean to discredit Soren or Callum or Ezran, all of whom are fascinating and nuanced characters who have evolved significantly from when we first saw them at the beginning of the show. But Rayla has consistently gotten the spotlight, and she has done the most with it. I'm not sure it's entirely fair to say she is the character who has changed the most, as Soren had a truly extraordinary burst of growth during Season 3, in which he went from being on the side of Viren to abandoning him and, sadly, his sister in order to be on the side of Team Callum. But Rayla's character development has been steady and gradual. The show has spent season after season demonstrating her ability and willingness to grow. As importantly, her transformation is most crucial to the ideas of the show. The Dragon Prince is about overcoming prejudice and seeing the world with eyes unclouded by hate, as it is put in the Fantastic Princess Mononoke. And Soren doesn't hate elves at the start of the series, not really. Soren is the equivalent of a high school bully. I'm not going to say his offenses were harmless, because they weren't, but he is too much of an oaf to cause real and substantial damage. Other than his desire to work out and his desire to help his family, he did not really possess any convictions of his own. He doesn't like elves at the start of the series, but that's just because he's told to, and he, without even thinking about it, reflects those biases. Rayla is not like that. Whatever faults she may have, not thinking about a situation is not one of those faults. If anything, she overthinks situations. All these thoughts fly around her head, and she breaks down. Rayla, at the start of The Dragon Prince, genuinely thinks she should hate humans. It's a pressure that weighs heavily on her, and it causes her to see herself through a skewed lens. She doesn't think of actions in terms of what she believes is right, or in terms of what she really wants. Rather, she thinks of actions in terms of what others will think of her. Because Rayla overthinks situations, she could not have changed her mind about herself and about Callum all at once. Just the move from a close platonic relationship with him to a romantic relationship with him causes her strife. And though the two of them emerge out of that awkwardness with a strong and compassionate and empathetic relationship, that trial proves how gradually Rayla has to move. And then there is the other major difference between her transformation and Soren's, which is that with Soren, there was a major catalyst, a single event that facilitated his change, whereas for Rayla, there was not. Soren was already subverting his father's authority by the midpoint of Season 3, but when Viren decided to turn all his soldiers into dark magic zombies to increase the probability of his winning the war, this was too much for Soren, and he changed sides. Rayla, however, changes because she gets to know Callum, and because she gets to experience life as a member of Team Callum, and she realizes, much to her surprise, that she likes it. Part of this is because she is in love with Callum, but part of this is because she's more confident and sure of herself when she's with the group. Before, she did not have the most robust support network. She suffered from a lack of self-esteem. She couldn't accept herself, but that has changed. Now she does not find herself begging for the approval of others anymore. She has a stable network upon which she can rely for help and support. True, this is also the case for Callum, but while I love him as a character almost as much as I love Rayla as a character, the central messages of the show are contained less in his character than in hers. Callum never really hated elves, nor was he pressured to hate elves by those around him. Sure, he's a little suspicious of elves, as Rayla refers to when they first meet, and he notices her elven ears. But these suspicions never develop into downright antipathy, and that is surprising. When he first meets Rayla, she is on a mission to kill his stepfather and his half-brother. He has every reason to distrust her, especially because she's an elf, but he doesn't. Instead, he gives her another chance, and he opens himself up to the possibility that he could like her and care about her. Callum, despite his insecurity, has a big heart. It is a trait he shares with every member of his family we know about, including Ezrin, Harrow, and Sarai. Rayla is moral too, but she tries to keep her moral feelings secretive, especially at the start of the series. To her, duty is more important than morality. If you have to do something to gain the respect of those in power, you do it, even if it's not necessarily something you want to do, even if it's not necessarily something you believe is right. She's ready to kill two of the most important figures in Catalyst because that is what she believes she must do in order to gain the respect of those around her. However, as she travels with Team Callum, she gradually accepts that she does not need to gain the support of mainstream elven society. It's not important because she has a group of people who will stop her from feeling lonely and who will help her navigate all her complex and torturous feelings in these trying and difficult times. Once she feels secure, she opens herself up. She starts empathizing with those around her, and she realizes the view of the world she accepted from the elves is at best reductionist and overly simplistic, and at worst downright wrong. Callum uses dark magic in Season 2, and she condemns him for it, but he does not use this dark magic because he's an evil person who enjoys perverting the magic of animals to his own evil designs. Rather, it is because he is desperate, and he does not know what to do. Joining Team Callum allows her space to question the mores of elven society, and she gradually moves away from the biases that had consumed her and moves to an understanding of the world that prioritizes peace over conflict. That is why I consider her the main protagonist of The Dragon Prince. To me, a protagonist is not just a character who receives the spotlight, but a character who carries within them the main message of the show. Aang and Zuko are the two real protagonists of Avatar because they both carry within their character stories the message of replacing tyranny with peace, a message that is clearly and evidently central to the core of that show. Likewise, Rayla's arc carries within it the central ethos of the Dragon Prince, which is about transcending bigotry and fighting for peace. So thank you all for watching. If you liked what you saw today, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Donate to my Patreon if you can, and you want to see more videos like this. Keep watching The Dragon Prince. It is a brilliant, thoughtful, evocative show that is only getting better with time, and I can't wait to see where it goes from here. Thank you all again. Thank you so much. Tune in soon for my next analysis. It will be coming soon. Adios, comrades.